welcome back to Bible Story Corner with Morgan. We have been working in Genesis. I've been going through some stories there, but we're finally moving on to Exodus, and we're going to talk a little bit about Moses. Just for a little background, the beginning of Exodus kind of starts with Pharaoh just being a total jerk. He's like oppressing the people of Israel and like taking them into slavery. It's just not good. All around, not good. So one day Moses is shepherding his father-in-law's flock and he's taking them around to this mountain when suddenly an angel of the Lord appears as a flame in a burning bush. And of course Moses freaks out and he's like turning away and like can't look at it, and God's like, Moses, listen to me. What's up? Moses starts to approach it and God tells him, whoa dude, take off your shoes, this is holy ground, like show some respect. God tells Moses, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. I am God. Moses instinctively turns his face. He's afraid to look at God, probably because, it's a bush on fire. Like, we're talking flames, but the thing is, like, still standing. So, yeah, I'd be afraid to look at a burning bush. That's pretty weird. And also, a lot of times in the Bible, people are afraid to show their face to God because they're so like not holy and ashamed of like being in the presence of God. But overall it's just like this huge entity that's like amazing. So I'd be kind of afraid of it too. So God tells Moses in the burning bush, he tells him, listen, I see what's going on in Egypt. I see that the Israelites are being oppressed and they're being taken as slaves, and it's overall not good. So we're gonna fix that, me and you, buddy. And Moses was like, you want me to help you? And God was like, yeah, listen up. So Moses is like, okay, whoa, like if I go and tell people that God told me to save them, who should I say that you are? And God says, tell them I am who I am, which basically translates to Lord or Yahweh. And so that's where God gives us his personal name. I am who I am. So Moses says, okay, even if I tell them all this, what do I do if they don't believe me? And God's like, listen, okay? God gets really clever because he's a smart boy and he's just kind of funny sometimes. God looks at Moses and he says, what's that in your hand? And Moses is like, it's my staff. And God's like, okay, drop it on the ground. Moses is like, bro, it's my staff. But he drops it on the ground and it turns into a serpent. And of course Moses is like freaking out. He like runs away and God's like, whoa, hold out your hand, grab it by the tail. And so Moses is like, okay. And he does just that and it turns back into his staff. And so God's like, if they don't believe you, do that. If that doesn't work, do this. God says, put your hand inside your cloak. Moses is like, okay. And he puts his hand in his cloak and God says, take it out. And so he takes it out and his hand is leprous, like leprosy, It gets all like nasty, flaky, skin diseasey, okay? And so he's like, gross. And God's like, okay, put it back in your cloak. And so he puts it back in his cloak. And God tells him to take it out again. When he takes it out, it's totally recovered, just like all the rest of his skin. He's like, neat. So God's like, do that if the snake thing doesn't work. And God's like, one more thing. If the snake thing doesn't work, if the leprosy thing doesn't work, take some water from the Nile, pour it on the dry ground, and it'll turn into blood. And then they should believe you. So even with all these signs, Moses is still a little hesitant. He's like, I don't know if I'm the right person for this, God. I'm not even good at talking. I'm slow of speech and I'm just not very eloquent. I don't know how to use my words very well. God's like, yeah, Moses, I know. Like, I created mouths, I created tongues, I created speech and blindness and deafness. Like, don't you think I know that you're slow of speech? He's like, well, I guess if you really don't want to do it, don't you have a brother, Aaron? If you're going to be so difficult about it, Aaron can speak for you, and you two can work together, and I will tell you what to do, and Aaron can speak for you, and you can tell Aaron what to say, and it'll be this whole thing, okay? And Moses is like, fine. When Moses finally agrees to all of this, God's just like, take your staff, go do your signs, it's all going to be cool, because I got you, bro. Basically, this is a really good lesson on just trusting God. Like, if you think that God is trying to give you a task that you're not suitable for, you just gotta trust him and know that he knows who you are and he knows your skill set and he knows your gifts because he created you. So if you try and doubt him and be like, I can't do it, then he's gonna be like, here's all the reasons why you can, and here's how I'm gonna help you, so let's do it. Like, stop messing around, let's do it. Okay. This is the beginning of Exodus, and I need you to come back and stay tuned for the next part of Exodus, which gets so real and so exciting. One of my favorite Bible stories in the whole entire Bible. Okay guys, that's all I have for you this week. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you can stay tuned for the next story in Exodus. And this week, really, just if you need to feel like trusting God, just stick out your hand and catch a serpent by the tail.